Believe me, I know I shouldn't be talking about this. I know what I should be talking about is the genocide that's taking place right now. The same people committing the genocide are the people that are constantly raping children in Hollywood and all over the place. It's the same people that have us all slaves, that control our government, that use AIPAC to control our government. It's the same people who demand Semitism, which is, according to definition, policy or predisposition favorable to Jews. That's what it says. The that's what the Webster's definition of it is. It's not my thing. I didn't make it up. And I know that's what I should be talking about. But we went off in a different direction today. And so it was about, it's always about the J control. And what I was trying to do is explain how, an example of how we've been duped. An example of how they lie to us right out in the open. So if they're lying to us about something so big, so obvious, so important, so many things, what makes you think they're not lying to you about the genocide they're committing? Or anything that essentially puts them in a bad light? Of course they're going to lie to you. They want to maintain the control. So today we're talking about the Lagrange points. Most of you don't. Most of you think that I don't know. Let me rephrase that. I know I was, a few years ago old when I understood that the Hubble telescope isn't flying out there in space. I thought the Hubble was all out exploring, the reaches of space and then sending pictures back. That's just what I thought. I had no idea that the Hubble supposedly revolves around the Earth, is in low Earth orbit, and goes around the Earth every 90 minutes. Meaning it can only take pictures for like 20 minutes at a time or some shit like that, 30 minutes at a time, because of the shadow of the Earth and just dumb shit. And, if you are old enough like me to remember the Hubble being launched and all the hoopla surrounding it, you also remember that Hubble broke. And there was this whole big news cycle to do with repairing the Hubble. The mirror on the Hubble broke. It was slightly off-centered or some shit like that, and it had to be adjusted. Some crazy shit. And so the evolution of the lie is the James Webb Space Telescope. And one of the best examples of exactly what I'm talking about is that shortly after the James Webb was launched, there was a professor at a school, highly regarded professor, big name. He took an extremely magnified picture of a tiny piece of chorizo. Will, welcome back. And he posted it saying, newest pictures from the James Webb Space Telescope. Look how amazing this is, blah, blah, blah. It shows a planet or some shit. I don't know. Possible life. I don't remember what the actual caption was. But this picture went everywhere. You know, it was immediately shared, you know, a gazillion times, and it became this viral image. And a few days later, the professor that posted it posted a retort, a response, a explanation. I don't know what you want to call it, but he posted something saying, you know, this is actually a piece of magnified chorizo. I posted this to show you that you can't always trust what you're told just because it's somebody that, you know, you believe, or somebody with a white coat on, or something along those lines, right? He was showing you that, like, how easy we fall for things because the person that's telling us is considered an authority. I'm trying the new thing. I might have to reset if it doesn't work out. So it's interesting how that was one of the first stories that had to do with the James Webb, actually. It was one of the first images. I think he said this, you know, first images back from the James Webb, and this is what it shows. I think that's why it worked so well. And so off the bat, right off the rip, the James Webb is associated with tomfoolery. And I don't know, maybe that guy was trying to do that. Maybe he was trying to, you know, he's in one of those positions where he can't risk getting blacklisted or anything like that. He can't say anything even though he knows something. So he has to come up with clever ways to do it, like Joe Rogan. At least that's what I tell myself about Joe Rogan. I want to believe Joe Rogan is a good guy. I want to. I don't, but I want to. But this is one of these things where it's just something as simple as, like, I would love to go on Rogan's show. And I know he's going to talk shit about what I'm saying. And of course he believes the James Webb Space Telescope and this, that, and the other. So let's read to you what you're supposed to believe. That seems pretty simple, doesn't it? One of the things I'd love to know is you know, this was an unprecedented endeavor, right? To build this magic telescope, infrared telescope, that lives out at the Lagrange point 1 million to 1.5 million miles further out than Earth. That it's you know, it's a 1 in a million shot. Like, you have to get it perfect that first time. There is no working on this telescope. It's so far away. There is no, I mean, everything has to be perfect. And when you think everything has to be perfect, it would have to be tested a whole bunch to make sure it's perfect. And so, you know, logic tells you, that something so expensive, something so in need of precision, absolute precision, no room for mistakes. You can't even make the mistake, because then the whole thing's lost. It's not like you can correct the mistake. It's just it. You have one shot. You only get one shot. Do not let your chance. Do not miss your chance to blow. This opportunity comes once in a lifetime. Yo. Hey, dude. You guys remember that show? Hey, dude. I didn't have cable at the time, so I always wanted to watch it, but I couldn't. Anyway, so you would assume that the James Webb would have some sort of testing. Have you ever heard the Mom Spaghetti remix, where it's just all Mom Spaghetti? His palms are spaghetti, knees weak, arms are spaghetti. He's dropping bombs, but he keeps on spaghetti. It's funny. It's funny twice. But the James Webb is funny and it keeps on giving. But you think about that, like, just again, I don't really care if you guys agree with me. I hope you don't agree with me. That makes for better conversation. Cause I'm sick. It would be much less sick of me if I came on here and was like, everybody needs to agree with me all the time. Well, when my wife gets mad at me, you just like to argue, you're sick. You go on your phone and you just tell people that you want them to argue with you. You don't care if they agree with you. You want to hear the arguments. That's sick. Like, no, I don't need to be pat on the back, and I want to know what I'm wrong about. I want to get better as a person. So the only way I can get better as a person is if people tell me what I'm getting wrong. I don't know how that's sick, but I'm sick. So anyway, the James Webb, there's literally no footage, no testing, no, it goes from secret project that most people don't really even know about to just being launched. And the thing is, they didn't think to video it. You know, this monumentous achievement, this you know, going to the moon level achievement, sending this $1 billion telescope out to live in the space and you know, just exist out there without any sort of anything. Like, it's really, guys, single-handedly keeping me from putting a gun in your mouth. What the fuck are you talking about, dude? Don't say shit like that. That's not even funny. Why would you, like, I really hope you're just making a bad joke. I hope you don't have those kinds of feelings going on, because that's really scary. Nothing is worth it. Literally nothing is worth it. Other than, of course, if you're a pedo in any sort of way, shape, or form, then I absolutely encourage you to do it. You're a rapist of some sort? Absolutely. Absolutely. But if you're just a regular person who it's difficult to want to stay around this place, they kind of fucked it all up. Yeah, well, that's just a challenge then. That's just an opportunity for us to make it better, not to succumb to it. It is very difficult, no doubt about it. Things are difficult, especially the narrative that we're being presented is difficult, and it's all just crazy. It really is crazy. But it's totally not worth that. Find like-minded people and make a change. But there is no fucking... You're not serious, though, right? That's what you're saying. You were just sort of making a figure of speech, right? You're not really thinking about killing yourself. Like, that's not okay. I mean, I guess it's okay to think about it, but not give it serious thought, because everybody's thought about it. Anybody who says they never thought about it before, they're lying. You know, they're just lying. All right, we hit the 15-minute mark. I tried the new title. Doesn't work, so I'm going to reset one more time, and hopefully it works this next time. But I just want to make sure, like, I don't know if you'll come back, but seriously, though, other than you being a pedo, there's no excuse. Well, you know, I do think that somebody that's like terminal, somebody who's terminally ill and doesn't have any sort of chance of anything but pain for the rest of their existence, I don't think we should force them to continue that existence. I think there should be a way for them to do it with dignity so they don't have to, you know, put a burden on somebody else to find them or clean up after them or, you know, whatever it may be. Indeed, it was criminal what they did to Jack. I don't know what you're talking about. But you're not answering the question. Were you just talking shit? Or were you being serious? You're not seriously contemplating this, are you? Oh, Jack Kevorkian, yes. Yes, that was awful. And it's because the whole Christian narrative that we live under is, you know, you can say you're an atheist all day long. Go to the bank on Sunday. You know, go Jack Kevorkian style. You're not nearly as free as you want to believe you are, and you're not nearly as non-Christian as you want to believe you are. Anyway, I'm assuming that you're just talking shit. That's why you're, well, actually, the reason why you're not saying anything is actually worse. So that's what's preventing me from exiting here and restarting. But I'm pretty sure you'll come back anyway. So you'll come back. So reset, pedophiles, kill yourself.